Which orbitals cannot exist? Smart move. Pardon is an accurate answer. What shape are p orbitals? Correct response. Dumbbell-shaped is the most accurate answer. What is the degeneracy of third ick? Well done. 2 is the right choice. The microwave active molecules are? Well picked. Both and B is the correct answer. What are the shapes of p orbitals? Correct. Dumbbell is the right answer. What is the shape of the s orbital? Right choice. Sphere is the best answer. A particle of light is called a dash. Great thinking. Photon is the right choice. Compton effect exp is carried out with? Right again. X-ray is a valid answer. How many electrons does p subshell have? Nice selection. 6 is the correct and valid answer. That element fis 2p63s 3p3. Nicely done. Phosphorus is a solid answer. Which electron configuration is incorrect? Whence 21p6 2p63s 2 is the accurate answer. What is the name for the n quantum number? Good job. Your answer principle quantum number works well here. How many 4d orbitals are there in an atom? Well reasoned. 5 is the correct choice. How many electrons can the p sublevel hold? Perfect. 6 is the correct choice. What do you start electron configuration with? Strong choice. 2 is the right answer. Write a set of quantum numbers for a 4d orbital. Valid point. Is true. A dash is a discrete, quantized bundle of energy. Excellent choice. Photon is the right answer. What information does the s quantum number give? Bravo, spin is the answer. How many d orbitals are there in a given sublevel? Nice work. You chose 5 and it is correct.
How many electrons can the first energy level hold?
Smart pick. 2 is the correct choice. What energy level is next to be filled after the force? Good thinking. Building is the right answer. Molecules which are having dash are microwave active. Exactly. Dipole moment makes sense and it is right choice. Identify the following element. The standard says 2p63 cis 3p64 2 3 10. You chose zinc and it is correct. Electrons are found in the dash and have a dash charge. Sharp thinking. Electron cloud. Negative is the right choice. What are the orbitals that make up the n equal to 1 energy level? You got it. Your choice S is right. What is the shorthand electron configuration for gallium? 4s2 and 3d and 4p1 is a brilliant choice. Which of the following represent an atom of chlorine? On track. 3s23p5 is the correct answer. What is the probability of find an electron in its orbital? You're right. 90% is the correct answer. Which of the following molecule has no rotational spectrum? Solid response. Nay is a valid choice. An atom in period 4. Group 12 has a last filled orbital in. clear logic. Your choice D block is sound and 100% true. Which one of the following is most suitable for Compton effect? Smart pick. Gamma ray is the correct choice. Which quantum number describes the shape of an atomic orbital? Right choice. L is the best answer. Name the element with the electron configuration 22s2s2p6 3s 3p4. Bravo. Sulfur is the answer. Identify the element whose electron configurations ends with 5p3. Good thinking. SB is the right answer. 4 numbers that describe the location of an electron in an atom. You're right. Quantum number is the correct answer. What is the maximum number of electrons that an s orbital can have? Well done. 2 electrons is the right choice. What atom matches this electron configuration? First is 2p, t, 3p, 2, 3p, 6, 4, 3, 10. Sharp thinking. Zinc is the right choice. Electrons move in a set path and can only have certain energy levels. Smart move. Niels Bohr is an accurate answer. What is the frequency of a wave that has a wavelength of 1.x112 Eben? Strong choice. 3 Nox 116s is the right answer. An atom of hassium has a total of how many electrons in the p orbitals? Great thinking. 30 is the right choice. An electron at which energy level would be at a higher energetic state. Excellent choice. N equal to 4 is the right answer. Which of the following is the correct electron configuration for sodium? You chose cis 20s20p6 and it is correct. The photoelectric effect only occurs if the light shining on the metal is exactly above a minimum frequency makes sense, and it is right choice. How many unpaired electrons are in an atom of strontium? Valid point. So is true. An electron cannot have the quantum numbers n equal to dash, l equal to dash, mum l equal to dash. On track. 111 is the correct answer. If a wave has a frequency of 3.x 10^8, what is the wavelength of this wave? Correct response. 1m is the most accurate answer. As a wavelength increases, frequency dash. As wavelength increases, energy dash. Nicely done. Decreases is a solid answer. How many orbitals are available to hold electrons in the 6th energy level? Perfect. 36 is the correct choice. In order for electrons to occupy the same orbital, they must have opposite spins. Nice work. You chose Pauli's exclusion principle, and it is correct. Information about the electron. Does the angular momentum quantum number give? Well reasoned. Orbital is the correct choice. What happens to the spacing between energy levels as you extend out from the nucleus? Well picked. The spacing decreases is the correct answer. Determined that electron paths cannot be predicted and exist inside the electron cloud. You got it. Your choice, Schrödinger and Heisenberg, is right. Which of the following shows the order of electromagnetic radiation in increasing wavelength? Right again. Ultraviolet, visible light, infrared is a valid answer. A region around the nucleus containing a specified group of electrons in sublevels and orbitals. Nice selection. principal energy level is the correct and valid answer. Identify the subshell in which electrons with the following quantum numbers are found: n equal to 3, L equal to 2.
Great job. Building is the accurate answer.
Which equation would you use if you know the wavelength and you are trying to find the frequency? Solid response. C equal 12 is a valid choice. Which equation would you use if you know the amount of energy and you are looking for the frequency? Clear logic. Your choice E equal to weird sound and 100% true. If waves can behave like particles, then particles can behave like a wave. This is the idea behind dash. Excellent. De Broglie waves is a brilliant choice.
Take the number of valence electrons in iron and multiply it times the number of core electrons in chlorine.
Good job. Your answer 20 works well here. According to the Aufbau principle, which sublevel should starting filling with electrons before the 3p sublevel? Correct. ZS is the right answer. Choose the correct option. Great job, 4 is the accurate answer. Which element is pictured? Good thinking. Neon is the right answer.
This image is an illustration of.
Well picked. Photoelectric effect is the correct answer. How many valence electrons are represented here? Exactly. 5 makes sense and it is right choice. For a particle in a box, the P inside the box is taken as correct. 0 is the right answer. Which of the following explains what is wrong with this diagram?
Smart move. Pauli's exclusion principle is an accurate answer.
Where are the metalloids' second semimetals located on the periodic table? Sharp thinking. Green is the right choice. Which of the following type of electromagnetic radiation has the most energy? You're right. Ultraviolet is the correct answer. The diagram shows an atom of uranium-235 being split into several pieces. Name the particles labeled X. Valid point. Neutrons is true. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format? You got it? Your choice contact Narayan Chengder is right.